Hello and welcome to the Banster channel. My name is PFC Calico and this is a Fallout 76 update. This video we're going to talk about the two upcoming patches, December 4th and December 11th, and what that entails. So the December 4th patch has got a really nice quality of life change, which is an increase to the stash limit. At the minute it's £400 and that's going to be increased to 600. Why so little? Apparently, according to Bethesda, is because they want to see how it stresses their servers and how it stresses their system, with so many players now having £600 worth of limit. If you think that's too little, let's put it this way, it's 20 full sets of power armor. That's a lot. So, who knows, 600 might be the magic number, but if it doesn't crash the systems every 2 seconds, then Bethesda might be willing to increase it further. Boss loot, when we kill a boss in an area or a legendary, we should now be accredited with the proper amount of loot depending on the boss's difficulty and level. Cryolators, players hit with the cryolator are now chilled, frosted or frozen depending on how many times they are hit, and the duration of the movement speed nerf applied by this has also decreased from 2 hours to 30 seconds. Respawning when over encumbered used to have a bug where if you died when over encumbered, you could no longer respawn at the nearest fast travel point, you had to respawn at Vault 76. Now, as of the December 4th update, you should be able to respawn anywhere like you should do when not over encumbered. Another bug that's been squashed hopefully is the stuck in power armor where you could no longer leave your power armor. This is a serious game-breaking issue because so many things that you require yourself to do to play the game properly, things like scrapping, mending, crafting, all that, you have to do outside your power armor. So if you can't get out of it, you can't play the game properly. That's it pretty much for the December 4th update. They may add things in between now and then, maybe some very major issues, some of that may get swapped around, it depends on anything critical that comes up between now and the 4th. December 11th, what we've got is some PC-centric stuff. To start with, we've got a push-to-talk setting on the voice chat, and 21:9 resolution support and a field of view setting are now all being implemented on PC. So those of you that like to change your field of view or work on widescreen, your prayers have now been answered. Hopefully not too little too late. Special respec, so after level 50, as of December 11th, we will be able to, instead of choosing just a perk card, we will be able to either choose a perk card or move one of our special points into another category. This is a step in the right direction, I feel, to allow players in the late game to muck around with builds whilst not having to restart a whole new character with everything that entails, so losing recipes, losing crafting materials, losing those legendaries that you found that were really good. It's a nice step in the right direction, however I feel there is much more needed with that. You can't just respec 1 point per level, because if you wanted to respec the entire thing, that's 49 extra levels you've now got to try and level up just to change your spec. I feel maybe paying 10,000 caps to Modus on the Enclave will then allow you to respec all your points, or maybe half your points. Might be a better way to go, but we'll see how this goes. Another adjustment is the camp placement on login, so those of you that have been unfortunate enough to have your camp put into blueprints because your area is overlapping with somebody else's, or somebody pre-existing on a server has already taken the site that you want, or you had originally on your server, what's going to happen is, instead of it just being stored as a blueprint, you will be given an option and a notification. You'll be notified of the conflict, and the option you'll be given is that you can either stay on the server and pick another place for your camp, or you can change servers without having to worry about placing your camp again. So if the spot is free on another server, your building or your camp will spawn in as normal. Another nice little change is the bulldozer. So when in camp, small features like small trees, rocks, other small obstructions will now be bulldozable, meaning we'll be able to get rid of them much like that we can with the public workshop with things like the trucks, the cars and some other small items. this is going to be brilliant for people like me who have set themselves up on a little bit of rugged land and have had to build around a rock outcrop or whatever just to make their house fit and keep it all secure. Now, one thing Bethesda have noted is that previous patches have all been prohibitively large. Far too large. The last patch I did was 30 gigs. That's 3/5 of the entire game. That's too big for changing a few lines of code potentially. So what they're now going to do is they will try to reduce the size of each patch, thereby making it quicker, and that's very good news for people who have intermittent connections or slow download speeds. That's it for the patch notes that we received. There may be more on the horizon, and as soon as anything crops up, I will let you know. Thank you very much for listening. I have been PFC Calico on the Bamsters channel. Please like, subscribe, and click the notification icon for all your Fallout 76 needs.
Yes. Kill.